Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Silver Linings Talk Show. I'm Diane, and I'm so excited to be here on set with Dina and Lynn. I'm usually off someplace else and in Charlotte and doing it remotely, so I'm so excited to be here in studio with everybody today. And what we're going to do to start the show off is show you a little sneak peek of our guest today. So take a look. We are so fortunate to have with us today the Freida Rothman. She is beautiful, talented. She's an entrepreneur. She is a mother of 5. I don't know how she does it all, but we're going to find out in today's show. And let's just hear from Freida.
Yes. Welcome, Freida, to the show. We are so excited to have you with us today. And you are zooming in from New York City today for us.
Yes, I'm in my home in Brooklyn, New York.
Wonderful.
Funny, I just came from Brooklyn yesterday. I was down there.
Awesome.
Excellent.
Awesome.
So I'd like to jump into the first question. How do you delve into your creative process to establish all of these amazing pieces of jewelry?
Well, thank you so much for having me. So I'm a born artist. I've always been an artist. I've always sketched and painted, and I was born into a jewelry family. I am a second generation jeweler. My family has been in the jewelry industry close to 45 years. And I started originally working in private label. I was working with other jewelry designers and helping them put together their collections. And about 13 years ago, I remember sitting at my desk and my husband really, really encouraging me to start my own brand and start my own collection. Since I was working with all of these other designers, he said, Freida, I think you can do this yourself.
No.
So I was very hesitant to put myself out there and put myself in the real world. I was very happy being that behind the scenes person. And, he kept nudging me that I can do this, I can do this. And until I kept saying, no, I'm very happy. I had 3 kids at that time when that started. And until he decided that was it, I came to work one day and there was boxes around my desk that I couldn't even reach my chair. And I said, Matt, what's going on here? And he goes, open up the boxes. And I opened them up and they're full of jewelry displays with the name Freida Rothman written all over it.
Oh, how
And
great.
he goes, Freida, I just spent all of our savings on these displays.
Oh, what a great husband you have.
Get to work. I believe in you. I know you can create. I know you can do this. Let's start this business. We've got no money left anymore anyway, so let's just do this. This is all here in these displays, and let's start. So kind of my creative process, I had to be pushed a little bit to start that.
Yeah.
But I remember sitting down with pen to paper, and I've been designing for so many years for other designers. This was kind of like my turn, and what inspires me, and what creativity was I going to bring to the world. Mm-hmm. And I remember sitting there with pen to paper and like, okay, what am I going to do that's different than what everybody else is doing? There's so many amazing designs, so many amazing designers out there. And I remember sitting down and thinking to myself, okay, so Freida, who are the people or places that inspire you the most? And I decided that I'm going to dedicate the Freida Rothman collection to the city that I grew up in and still live here and raised my 5 children here. I'm also, Diane, you forgot to include a grandmother of 2.
Oh.
A grandmother of 2, yes, not just the 5 children. It's pretty recent, within 6 months, but 2 granddaughters. And I decided that, I pay tribute to this city. I grew up here and I speak a lot about the inspiration of my grandparents in my life. All 4 of my grandparents were Holocaust survivors, my 2 grandmothers being Auschwitz survivors, and I grew up across the street from them. And they were forever grateful to the city, to this country, And I thought, what a wonderful tribute for my family to kind of give back and find the beauty in New York City.
And that is where I want to take this, because we have a photo of some of the amazing design collections that you have done. And one is the kind of the creative piece of bringing Brooklyn into your creative design aesthetics in your jewelry. Can you talk a little bit about that? And we're going to show a picture that you sent of a couple of Brooklyn inspired pieces, yes.
And
Sure.
I have to
So one
say,
of the very
I think I
first
saw that
pendants.
this weekend when I was there. I saw that, so it
Yeah.
was. I thought of you when I was walking through Brooklyn, seeing your pieces.
Yep. So this
Right,
is,
and that's kind of what I want you to feel when you're looking around Brooklyn or places that are super gritty. I want you to say, hey, that fire hydrant or that manhole cover can turn into a beautiful piece of jewelry. So one of the very first pieces that I designed, if you look over to the left, it is that manhole cover inspiration. You'll notice lots of crisscross designs in my pieces because it's inspired by the train tracks on the streets of New York City. You'll notice manhole cover inspirations. And when you look at the pieces, they truly are, there you go.
Yes.
They truly are
Lynn has
beautiful.
them.
Yes, so literally inspired by the streets of New York, using lots of darkened rhodiums. And the whole point of the collection really is, when women are wearing my pieces, I want you to wake up in the morning and say, I'm going to look at, my day as a glass half full. I can find beauty in every single moment of the day. So that was one of the very first pieces that I designed, was inspired by the manhole covers on the streets of New York City.
And that's why I've been so inspired by her accessories jewelry, because it's accessories with meaning. It's not just wearing a piece of jewelry. There's meaning behind everything. So thank you for that.
awesome.
So Freida, what has been your experience navigating the fashion jewelry industry as a female entrepreneur?
So that's a great question. Actually, the jewelry world in general is pretty male dominated. If you attend jewelry shows, I would say most vendors, most people that are there, it's very male dominated. I would say like 75 to 80% is male. So I remember when I had just started, they would walk up to my, stores or retailers or whatever would walk up to my booth and be like, so where's the big boss, or where's the male in the field over
That's
here?
interesting.
And yes, we definitely got a lot of that. Where's your dad? Where's your husband? Or your partner or whatever. And I'd be like, it's me. I'm it. Now, thank God, I don't have to deal with that. Now people know my name and I kind of get that level of respect. But it was kind of hard to break through that mold of that. Yes, I am a woman and I design for women. And I think that's actually a very important piece of it, designing jewelry for women by women, because I think we think of jewelry a little bit differently than our male counterparts do. So it was definitely interesting navigating that world, but had to fight, and we made it through. So we're here.
I love that story because I never would have guessed that first
I
off,
would not have
that
either.
it was such a male-dominated industry, but being in it, obviously, quick question, were you ever intimidated by that at all, or was it inspiring to you?
So in the beginning, it is intimidating. It is. You feel a little bit like nervous, like it is. It's very, and they've been in the industry for years and years. Also, you have to understand we live in the fine jewelry space since we're sterling silver jewelry. So there's a lot of diamonds and gold, and it still is today very, very male dominated. So yes, it took time, but as years go by, and the more you do something or anything, it doesn't matter what field, you just get better and better at it, and you just gain more confidence. So I think over time, I've built more confidence because we saw the customers responding, I saw my business grow, and I felt more confidence as more time went on.
Well, I think you have the right mindset for sure, because the next question really is about what inspired you for the Women in Strength campaign, and that in and of itself is inspiring beyond measure. So I'd love to hear a little bit more about that.
Sure. So as I was in the first year, I feel so blessed that Nordstrom picked up the collection, and they really gave me the confidence to continue, because when you have a retailer such as Nordstrom pick you up in year one, you're like, okay, I think I got this. I think I can do this. So over time, I was selling these beautiful pieces, this beautiful jewelry, and I was sitting with my team and my creative team, and we were talking about female empowerment. It was like a really big year to be talking about it. This was in 2019. And, they were talking about, Frida, who are the people that, like, who do you really look up to as somebody, in the female space, or somebody that you can speak to? And, I'm thinking for like a minute. And I said, guys, you know the answer to that. It's always going to come back to my grandmothers. Like, they're the most empowered women I know. Women that lost everything and then rebuilt their lives from the ashes. I mean, it's a very personal story for me. And, their photos hang in my office because I think they're just beautiful daily reminders to always put one foot in front of the other, and everything's going to be okay. And we're going to get through this, whatever challenging time it is. And they asked me, Frida, would we be able to honor their story or their legacy, or to talk about them? And, I was very hesitant because my grandmothers are Holocaust survivors. I'm in the fashion world. How do I tie those two worlds together? It was so interesting to me. I would have loved to do something like that, but I was very scared because such a big story, and bringing it, I wouldn't say down, but how do I connect
It's personal.
those two?
It's so personal. Yeah.
Yes.
A, it's so personal, and B, is their story is so, like, I just didn't want to make their story or cheapen their story or
Yeah,
anything. to
it's
that
vulnerable.
effect.
Yeah, you're
Very
vulnerable.
honorable, but also
Yeah.
scary to deal with that. So I said the best way, I loved the idea to honor them as strong women and platform them as part of a campaign. But, on the other hand, I was a little bit nervous to do it. So we decided right then and there, and this is, I think, is a great concept for anyone that has a business or has an idea. Just go. Like, you have an idea, just start, try, just go start and see what happens.
Yes.
So right then and there at that table, my grandmothers had passed at that time. I picked up the phone and I called this woman, Dolly Rabinowitz, who I grew up with. And she is a Holocaust survivor and Auschwitz survivor. She was like a second or third grandmother to me. She unfortunately couldn't have children. And I picked up the phone and I called her and I said, Dolly, I would love to do some kind of campaign where I can honor you as a woman of strength and share your story through my brand. There's a lot of people that I work with that are not so familiar with your stories, and I grew up with them, but would this be something that you would be interested in? And I would design a very special piece of jewelry that we can give back through sales of either. I didn't yet know what piece of jewelry I wanted to do, but I felt like I really wanted to share their stories of strength. And Dolly said, Frida, I love this idea. I know you since you're a little girl. You've always been a very creative person, but I don't know exactly what you're referring to. Why don't you come and join us for lunch with other female Holocaust survivors and share this idea that you have? And I was very happy because it gave me 2 days to figure out exactly what I wanted to do and kind of, how I would share their stories of strength. And this call happened on a Monday. On a Wednesday, I went to this place in Brooklyn where there was about 20 Holocaust survivors sitting around the table having lunch.
Wow.
And I shared with them this idea that I would love to design a very special bracelet. I had never done jewelry with words written on it before. I had always had jewelry that had these gorgeous mixed metals, but I'd never done anything that had like literally spelled out a word on it. And this bracelet that I wanted to design was in big bold letters with the word strength written on it. And from the top, when you read the words, you give yourself strength, but the words are written on the other side, vice versa. So when you give back to others, you pass strength on to the next person. And this was a charitable piece that I wanted to give back through sales of this bracelet. And I kind of shared this idea that I would love to share their stories of strength and also to design this bracelet in their honor. And I remember sharing that idea with them. The room was quiet. And I'm like, shoot, I don't know what they're thinking or what they're feeling. But I did let them know that I'm the granddaughter of survivors, and some of them knew my grandmothers, which they felt comfortable with immediately. And their response to me was shock and awe. And they said, we just cannot believe that there's a young person out there today that still cares to hear what we have to say.
Oh, that's so nice.
That was their response to me. They all came over to me, were holding my hand, giving me special blessings, wishing me luck on this campaign, and it would be their tremendous honor to be part of such a campaign. And
Well, you have shared so many like pillars of strength and ways that you have harnessed strength in your life and in your work. And we just want to thank you. And Diane even shared with us about wearing her love bracelet.
I have it on right now. I wear my love bracelet every day because I love the way she wrote, "The love goes to me" when I wear it. And I remind myself that I've got to love myself first. And then I walk into work, and then the other side when I meet my clients, I am sending them love. And it's my mantra, it's my little meditation. And it's so beautiful at the same time because I love beautiful things. So.
I just can't believe it only took you 2 days. Okay, that's what I It's like, oh, I have 2 days. That's great. I would have been nervous that it was only 2 days.
So what are some of the challenges of being a CEO and a mother of 5 and a grandmother of 2?
Yes.
So listen, I'm not going to say it's easy. It's not easy, and I can make it look easy on social media, but I couldn't do it without tremendous help from my team at work, my help at home, and also I do have a wonderful husband and a wonderful supporter in my business. He's the one who encouraged me to do this, and I also have wonderful, beautiful, amazing children. They are good kids. They really, really are, and they're so curious about my business, and they want to know what meetings I went to and who I spoke to and what happened, and they're interested to hear about it. But listen, there's ups and downs. It's never easy. You're always pulled a million different ways. So I know people might make it look easy, but it's not. And I try to be present in each situation. But again, I'm sure I haven't been perfect in every single one, but I try my best. And it's always a challenge. And being a mother and owning a business is just a multifaceted. But what I've done over time, which I've found has really helped me, is when I had just started my career, I would literally hide my kids. Like they weren't a part of like if you have a meeting and you have to pretend you don't have children, But now if my daughter walks in while I'm on a Zoom, or I'm speaking to someone, or I get a phone call, I'm not afraid of that anymore. It's okay. I'm a mother.
I love that you've embraced that. I love seeing your little daughter and you guys baking bread on social media, and yes, I just love that.
Nice.
So including them more in the world of business has definitely helped me. Without being nervous about, oh my God, my child just showed up. So it's fine, and I think people want to see that authenticity.
I think we've moved into a time where it is completely endearing, and it shows that's the other side of you, that you're human and you're connecting and you're relatable, and I think it makes you even more inspiring.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Go ahead with the 7th. I don't have it on my list.
Okay.
Go ahead.
How many, how has your brand evolved since you started? You've talked about kind of getting that push and creating some pieces from Brooklyn and turning some of your work in using words. Is there anything else in terms of how it's evolved over time?
Definitely. What I have found probably has been the most important to my brand, and I think this is also great advice for anyone building their own business, is that my brand kind of got more secure in its messaging and what it stands for and what the values are and what it represents. And I've seen that grow and grow and grow and get stronger, where you have your strong core values, which for us is faith, hope, love, and strength. And really sharing that message every day, whatever it is that your brand has, continue to share that message, but hone in, know what your brand stands for and keep, stay on that path and continue to grow from there. I would say that is one piece of it. And the second piece is myself being more secure as a mother, being more secure and confident, and it is okay to speak about things, speak about your background, speak about who you are. Don't be afraid, which in the past I probably was. I always felt like imposter syndrome or something like that, but it's okay, and just try to be as authentic as possible, because people are drawn to the authenticity. People are not stupid. They know when you're speaking the truth. They know when you're speaking from the heart. And I would suggest that for everyone, as much as you could be open and honest and be real, you can build a very strong connection with your customer base.
Nice.
Oh, that's wonderful.
That's beautiful. Inspiring, Freida.
Yeah. So you have been such a strong supporter of many philanthropic causes, from breast cancer awareness. I know I saw you at the mansion in Mystic supporting another cause, to the Holocaust survivors. Why is giving back just so important and such a core part of your mission?
Because I grew up like that. I grew up like that in a very, very charitable home. Charity actually sometimes came first. I'd be like, Dad, but it was very, very much charitable home. I believe in giving back in a very, very meaningful way. I think life is, you should always, and this is a blessing to everybody, you should always be able to be on the giving side of things. And you should, if you can give, then give. Just give back as much as you can. And, I think it just makes life worth living when you're able to give back to others. You actually feel better. Like, you feel good about yourself when you give back to others. So why not? Just try to do it as much as you can.
Yes.
I agree 100% on that one, because when I give back, I do feel better. I really do.
Yes.
So.
And if I'm ever feeling down and I just give to somebody, do something for somebody, make somebody's day, it makes me feel better. So why not?
Truth there.
And giving can also be a kind word and a smile.
Yes.
It can also be that. If you can't do, monetarily, just say something nice to somebody that day. Make it your mission.
I always say,
something kind. Yeah.
Compliments are free. Why not give them away, right?
That's right. I love that. What advice would you give to women who aspire to start their own business or follow a creative path?
So I am also a mentor for the Accessories Council in New York City. So I do mentor some young designers. So there's two things that I always tell our young designers. One is just do it. You have an idea, do it. Start. See what happens. Like, don't get all your business cards in line and don't get your desk and your office. Just start and see what happens. And the second thing is also that the marketplace will respond to you. So, if the marketplace responds, then you know that you're doing the right thing. And so it's those two things. Start. Don't let it drag out for too long where you just you're just wasting your time. Let the marketplace let you know if you're being successful or not. But just do it. I know it's Nike's ad, but just do it. Start.
Just do
and see what happens. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Well, I love, there you are, giving back again to your community and helping the youth build their futures as well. So I love that you're tied into that. That's just amazing.
Yeah.
What message do you hope that women take away when they are wearing your jewelry? I know we spoke about the strength, the love, the faith, and the hope bracelets. I might be missing one of them, but I've seen them often. But you have so many beautiful pieces, and they are to inspire people in different ways. What is the message you hope that they take away?
So this is what I do say to women in person or virtual when I'm doing events. When you put on the pieces, I want you to think of, today I choose positivity. If I can find beauty in a fire hydrant on the streets of New York, you could find something good in your day. You could be grateful and thankful for something. So choose positivity. That is when you're putting on that necklace that says the word hope, or you're putting on one of these like super gritty chain link bracelets that was inspired by the chain links on the gates of New York City that you never would think is a source of inspiration. Choose positivity when you put my pieces on. So that is my one ask.
And I have to say, I am loving, and we are all loving, wearing your pieces today as we talk with you. And I can say that one thing that I love to do is about empowerment. And I think wearing a beautiful piece of jewelry as yours today makes you sit taller, just feel like
a little more
you
confident,
look beautiful,
yes.
You feel good, and it allows you to kind of feel like you're in a stance of power, right?
I do have to say, when I wear your piece, that is the flip over manhole cover, the two-sided, people ask me about it. And I tell them the story about the Brooklyn connection with the manhole covers. Yes. And it does mean something. They're really taken aback by that story. So whenever I do go to Brooklyn, I do notice the architecture and the different parts of Brooklyn a little bit more deeply. Maybe it's because my daughter lives there too, but I think it's also because of the story that you've told many times that I've heard. So
Yes.
thank you.
Yes, thank you, Freida, so much.
Yes.
And we just really appreciate you, and we love what you are bringing to the world. And that is in many forms. It's in jewelry, it's in the way that you share, it's a way that you empower people, philanthropy, sharing your stories. We are very blessed to be able to share all of that today with our viewers. And just to note that there will be a link in our credits if people want to check out your jewelry and hopefully find a piece that inspires and calls out to them.
Yes, and she has something for everybody. She has purses and she has rings. I have a ring on today. I mean, they're all so beautiful and elegant and something for everybody.
Yeah.
So Freida, we thank you for being with us today.
Yes, I'm honored.
Is there
Thank you so
anything
much
else
for
that you
having
would like
me.
to share
Thanks
with
for
us?
putting this together.
Yes, yes. Any final word? Any final tip? Anything to wrap up our time together?
Well, first, I just want to thank Diane for putting this together. She's one of our Freida Rothman stylists. I'm very proud of our stylist team that we have all across the country, all women-owned businesses that help support us here all across the country. And my parting message would be is to stay positive, stay strong, and sending love from New York.
Thank you.
Oh,
Thank you,
that's
Freida.
beautiful. Thank you, Freida.
Thank
And
you.
reminding everybody that the sun always shines when you look for the silver linings, and you will need your Freida Rothman sunnies.
Love that.
Yes. Thank you all
Thank
for
you,
joining
ladies.
us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.